Ever walk past a broken elevator and think, it used to lift people's spirits, but now it's just letting everyone down? That's your brain playing a little game most don't even notice, flipping reality into clever connections on the fly. This isn't just wordplay, it's called semantic flexibility, your brain's ability to juggle layers of meaning and context all at once. When you make a pun, you're not just being witty, you're showing that your mind can hold two completely different ideas at the same time and find harmony between them. That's next level cognitive architecture. Those who play with analogies and jokes often show elevated divergent thinking, the skill of linking seemingly unrelated ideas into creative solutions. When you say, that meeting felt like a slow-motion car crash, your brain is doing instant emotional translation, mapping frustration onto a vivid metaphor of disaster. Dr. John Kaunios at Drexel University found that people drawn to wordplay light up brain regions tied to insight and creative problem-solving. So, your love for puns? It's not just for laughs. It's your mind sharpening the exact tools used for breakthroughs in invention. Every pun, every clever comparison, it's mental gymnastics. You're not being silly, you're training your brain to stay limber, flexible, and razor sharp in how it sees and reshapes the world. Ever describe your brain as 47 browser tabs open, and one of them is playing music I can't find? People might laugh, but that kind of quirky phrasing isn't random. It's a sign your brain is doing something remarkable. You're translating complex ideas into images people can instantly grasp. Psychologists call this conceptual blending, the ability to link distant, unrelated concepts into a single, understandable picture. It's the same process that lets poets turn heartbreak into storms, or comedians compare life to a broken Wi-Fi connection. Your mind is constantly looking for patterns that explain the invisible. And here's the kicker. Research shows that people who frequently think in metaphors demonstrate stronger abstract reasoning and problem-solving skills. They don't just describe reality, they reframe it in ways that make the complicated simple. Metaphor making is more than wordplay, it's a cognitive superpower. Einstein himself once admitted, if I can't picture it, I can't understand it. When you compare your stress to a browser crash in human form, you're not just being funny, you're mapping the intangible onto something everyone can feel. So the next time someone says your comparisons are weird, smile. That mental quirk is proof that your brain isn't just processing information, it's remixing reality into something sharper, clearer, and unforgettable. Ever find yourself staging a full-blown debate in your own mind, playing prosecutor, defense attorney, and judge all at once? To outsiders, that might sound like overthinking, but what you're really doing is something psychologists call metacognition, thinking about your own thinking. This inner courtroom isn't chaos, it's strategy. Your brain is rehearsing possibilities, weighing perspectives, and stress-testing outcomes before they ever leave your lips. It's the same mental skill chess players use when they visualize moves ahead of time, or inventors rely on when they troubleshoot problems before a prototype even exists. Studies show that people who naturally engage in this kind of internal dialogue often make better decisions and demonstrate stronger problem-solving abilities. By arguing with yourself, you're not indecisive. You're running simulations, like a flight computer anticipating turbulence. And here's the fascinating part. This mental sparring builds self-awareness. It helps you catch biases, refine reasoning, and predict how others might react. Instead of thinking in a straight line, your brain creates a full debate hall all inside your head. So, the next time you catch yourself mentally cross-examining your own idea, don't roll your eyes. You're not being dramatic. You're sharpening your mind through one of intelligence's most powerful hidden habits, the art of inner debate. Imagine you're given a task at work. While everyone else grinds it out step by step, you whip up a quick spreadsheet or automate the process and finish in minutes. People might roll their eyes and say, ugh, you're so lazy. But in reality, you're showing one of the smartest traits there is, efficiency. Bill Gates famously said he'd hire a lazy person to do a tough job because they'll find the easiest way to get it done. He wasn't praising procrastination. He was pointing out strategic laziness, using mental shortcuts to save time, energy, and frustration. Even German military strategist Kurt von Hammerstein-Eckward sorted officers by two traits: cleverness and laziness. His ideal leaders were both because they'd innovate, delegate, and avoid needless complexity. And there's science behind it. A 2015 study found that people who enjoy mentally challenging tasks often move less physically, not because they're lazy, but because their brains are so engaged, they don't need constant activity. So next time someone labels you lazy, ask yourself, am I really slacking or am I just optimizing? It always starts innocently. You click on an article about why flamingos are pink, and suddenly 6 hours have passed. You've traveled through marine biology, climate change, crustacean courtship rituals, and ended up sketching a theoretical water filter in your head. Others call this distraction. Scientists call it intellectual exploration. What looks like aimless wandering is your brain following semantic networks, the invisible threads connecting all knowledge. Like a detective chasing clues, your mind links one subject to another, uncovering connections most people miss. History's greatest thinkers thrived on this. Leonardo da Vinci was the ultimate ultimate rabbit hole adventurer. His notebooks jump wildly, from dissecting the human body to studying bird flight to designing war machines. To his peers, it probably looked like the medieval version of ADHD. But those random tangents fueled one of history's most innovative minds. Neuroscientist Dr. Marcus Reichel found that highly intelligent brains light up their default mode network during downtime. This network specializes in spotting unexpected links, which explains why your late-night internet dives often lead to genuine breakthroughs. Your rabbit holes aren't attention lapses. They're curiosity-driven expeditions. Your brain is doing exactly what the greatest innovators always did, following wonder wherever it leads, trusting that hidden treasure waits at the bottom. You're staring out the window in the middle of a lecture, a meeting, or even a conversation, and suddenly you're not there anymore. You're planning a future business, replaying a memory, or imagining yourself on another planet. Most people think that's zoning out, but neuroscience says otherwise. Your brain is working overtime. Researchers have found that when you drift into daydreams, a network in your brain called the default mode network lights up. This is the same system linked to imagination, memory, and future planning. Far from switching off, your brain is actually running background programs, solving problems, connecting ideas, and simulating possibilities. In fact, studies suggest that people who daydream more often score higher on measures of working memory and creativity. That wandering mind isn't a distraction. It's a workshop where new solutions and unexpected insights are forged. Think about it. J.K. Rowling first imagined Harry Potter while staring out of a train window. Countless inventions, stories, and discoveries began in moments when the thinker looked lost. So the next time someone calls you spacey, don't apologize. Your daydreams aren't empty. They're blueprints. You're not wasting time. You're quietly drafting tomorrow's breakthroughs while everyone else is stuck in today. Your mind doesn't just generate ideas, it floods with them. Insights strike mid-conversation, solutions pop up in the shower, new concepts arrive faster than you can grab a pen. You've got notebooks, apps, and voice memos, but still brilliant thoughts slip away under the constant rush of new ones. This isn't chaos, it's your brain in creative overdrive. Neuroscientist Dr. Nancy Andreessen studied highly creative people and found a unique brain pattern: high activity in idea generation regions, but reduced activity in filtering regions. Translation: your brain loosens the gates that most people have, letting more ideas flow through, even if not all of them are practical. Think of it like a natural spring. For most people, it's a trickle, steady, manageable. For you, it's an underground river bursting to the surface, powerful and relentless. That torrent can feel overwhelming, but it's also a reservoir of innovation few ever tap into. The challenge isn't coming up with ideas, you already have too many. The real challenge is managing them, sorting, refining, and catching the gems before they get washed away by the next wave. Psychologists call this divergent thinking, a mind wired to branch outward, making connections others can't see. This isn't attention deficit, it's idea abundance. You can hear just a few notes of a song and instantly know what it is. You notice the slightest change in someone's tone of voice before they even admit how they feel. You pick up on connections others completely overlook. That's not magic. It's your brain's pattern recognition superpower, and it's one of the clearest signs of high intelligence. Every second, your mind processes millions of sensory details. It filters out the noise, organizes the chaos, and links new information to what you already know. That's why you can understand someone with a heavy accent by filling in the blanks, solve brand new problems by recalling old ones, or sense dishonesty in someone's microexpression. Leonardo da Vinci once said, "To recognize a pattern is to gain insight." And he was right. This ability to connect dots drives innovation, art, empathy, and invention itself. So if you've ever felt too perceptive, like your brain is playing chess while everyone else is still learning the rules, you're not overthinking. You're operating on mastery mode.